stay with the joy. Let's do it. Well, look.
Okay.
So I recently found out that there's a fourth verse to that song. I never knew that there was a fourth verse to Joy to the World. Found this out very recently. And I was reading the history of Joy to the World, and it was written by a guy named Isaac Watts back in the, I'm not related, I don't think. Probably not. Early 1700s, he wrote a lot of hymns and stuff like that. But what's interesting is he had no intention of writing a Christmas song when he wrote that. What he was doing was he was in the process of writing a book of poetry, all revolving around the Psalms, but the Psalms through the lens of the gospel, through what Jesus Christ has done and how to interpret the Psalms in a poetic way based on what Christ has done. And Joy to the World was written with Psalm 98 in mind. And if you read some of Psalm 98, it's kind of cool. You see where some of these words came from, like the later verses. Well, first it says, "Shout to the Lord, all the earth, break out in praise and sing for joy," so joy to the world. But then the last few verses, it talks about, "Let the sea and everything in it shout his praise. Let the earth and all living things join in." So sort of this idea of heaven and nature singing for joy. And says, "Let the rivers clap their hands in glee. Let the hills sing out their songs of joy." So while fields and floods, rocks, hills, and plains repeat the sounding joy. And then the last verse says, "For the Lord is coming to judge the earth. He will judge the world with righteousness and the nations with fairness." So hence, he makes the nations prove his righteousness. But the first 4 or 5 verses of Psalm 98 are all about God's salvation. It says, "Sing a new song to the Lord, for he has done wonderful deeds. His right hand has won a mighty victory. His holy arm has shown his saving power. The Lord has announced his victory and has revealed his righteousness to every nation. So the psalm has quite a bit of a salvation feel to it. And when I discovered the fourth verse of Joy to the World, it says this. It reads, "No more let sins and sorrows grow, nor thorns infest the ground. He comes to make his blessings flow far as the curse is found." I just thought that was really neat language to use, that he makes his blessings flow as far as the curse is found. So pretty much Jesus coming to earth is looking for as far throughout the world that the curse of sin has affected and is found, and the curse has stained and hurt and deprived, and as far as the curse has spread, the writer wrote, Jesus is going to make his blessings flow to all of those areas. So there's this idea of Jesus coming to basically cure the curse and find wherever the curse has spread and replace it with the blessings of his joy. And I just found that to be a really, really cool word picture for what Jesus has done. He has come to overcome the curse and replace the curse with blessings. But in order for him to do that, he had to step into the curse. He had to step into the darkness. He had to come into it in order to cure it. And that's sort of like John in his gospel wrote, the light has shone into the darkness and the darkness has not overcome it. And it's pretty appropriate when we read in the Gospels of the coming of Jesus and the details of his birth and how bleak of a situation it was, from a treacherous trek for Mary and Joseph to take to Bethlehem, to Jesus being born in a stable, to being laid in a manger, in a feeding trough where animals eat their slop. That's the bed that Jesus had when he was born. All these dark details even surrounding his birth, but it shows us that Jesus didn't come here to be on some high cloud or in a palace. No, he came into the darkness in order to cure the darkness. He came into the curse in order to overcome the curse. And there's a Christmas song that I think tells that picture well, and it's called "O Little Town of Bethlehem." And it talks about in the dark streets shineth an everlasting light, and the hope and the fears of all of our years are met in thee tonight. And the final line of the song, sort of, when you realize and when you find that Jesus is the cure for the curse, when he is the light that overcomes the darkness, it creates a yearning in our hearts. And so the last line says, "Oh, come to us, abide with us, our Lord Emmanuel." And so we're going to sing "O Little Town of Bethlehem."